Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a solemn Jerry's Old Guy Review. A long-time viewer, been with me since the beginning, and I don't know how many other channels who are on my channel knew Ron Helman. Ron Helman has been to lots of our channels. He has been first a subscriber, then a friend. Since 2000, I've talked with Ron on the chat, on the phone. You know, I grew up in Michigan. He was in Illinois, and he was battling cancer. And he lost his second battle. I received the news from Ron's wife on Christmas weekend, and my hearts and prayers were out to her. Ron was tired. He was tired of fighting. And, you know, I can assume all of us, there's a point where you keep beating something that keeps coming back. There's a point where you are just fed up. And I talked to Ron's wife, gave her my heart's felt best wishes, prayers that the pain and the battle was over. So that was in December. Pardon me. I found myself constantly thinking of Ron when I came down to the shop. So I've got 4 videos for you guys that I haven't released. I've just kind of took it all in. Cancer is a nemesis in my family, and I'm sure in everyone's family. So what could I do? With our conversations, with the things we've talked about, Ron's holy grail was a VS4-10, but he couldn't afford one. So the best way I can remember Ron and continue to have Ron with me whenever I'm out RCing, working on something in the shop, is a commemorative build. And at this point, the radio systems were never an issue. That's the only thing I have left. But I have collected everything that Ron and I talked about over the years, products that have come out. And lo and behold, Ron, I don't think, even knew about the Phoenix. So the Phoenix to me was finally vanquish. You thought about us. You know, a lot of us don't care about everything aluminum. What is aluminum? It's weight and durability. It's a crawler. How durable does it have to be? So I am going to take the VS4-10, which, you know, I was never big on names, but from this day forward, not only is this a commemorative build for Ron Helman, this truck will be known as Ron. This truck will say Ron Helman on it. And I am going to pull out every trick I have in the books to detail this, to build this kit and see if it was worth the hype, you know, and Ron will be with me every step of the way, so he'll know. But I am going to use every painting trick I have, We're going to make this truck look like it's the original version of all aluminum. The axles are going to look like they're aluminum. The transmission and transfer case are going to look like they're aluminum. As luck would have it, this is the special edition that came with free metal transfer case gears. So we talked about the VS4-10. We talked about the Hobby Wing Quick Run Fusion. I bought this not too long after we talked about it. I was going to put it in my Gladiator, which was the flagship of my fleet. But now it's going to go in Ron. And we never talked about the servos. We're going to have all the bells and whistles in this. For those of you that may not know, the Phoenix comes just like the Origin, and this is got the newest, what do they call the fancy transmission. It's got dig built in, it's got overdrive built in, so I got Vanquish arms to control all the servos. These Eco Power servos that A-Main started carrying, I've tried a couple out and I've had good luck with them. You know, they've got 206 ounce-inches of torque at 6 volts, 7.4. They got 280 overkill for shifting servos, but Ron and I talked about them, and I never did find out if Ron used them in a build. So I've got them. We're using them. I'm probably going to use a Spectrum because this is a 4-channel kit. You know, you guys mainly know me. I'm not the guy that throws the most expensive everything in this. But meanwhile, you know, Vanquish parts, not the cheapest. Servos, you know, some people don't like the servos, but these Eco Powers, they rate with some of the other name brands in prices for what they do. So not a huge investment, but this one right here is going to mean something special to me. So we're going to take it, and then we're going to compete it against every truck in the fleet. We're going to see if the Vanquish VS4-10 lives up to the hype. There's 2 models of the Phoenix. I got the straight axle. If this is the premier vehicle on the market, these straight axles, it should beat the Portals. It should beat, you know, the other pimped out trucks, because this is supposedly the gold standard. Now, Ron, to me, was the gold standard. So we're going to see if not only does it live up to the hype, but is it living up to what Ron thought this truck would be for him. So I'm going to release the other videos after this video, and I'm going to slowly start. We're going to just kind of do short videos and show what we did. And I'm going to show you, you know, one of my new techniques for making something look like it's aluminum. The body, you know, this, I'm doing this for Ron. So I want, the body has got to be, the color has got to be something fabulous. You know, I'm going to try to pull out all the stops to be as, you know, good as I can for Ron's memory of this truck, that when we see this truck revealed at the end, which it's probably, I'm not going to half-ass it at all. This is going to be, I've got components, I can start building, but I am going to start from the beginning, what would Ron think? What would Ron do? So everybody, let's have a moment of silence and remember Ron, because Ron was a guy who just loved RC. And I am hoping toward the end Ron got to pull the trigger. You know, he honored me by, I sent him some stickers for the channel. He honored me by putting them on his truck. All the stickers I sent him, he put on the truck, which was like, it just blew me away. So I want to do Ron proud. Let's all remember Ron. For the rest of the year, every one of my videos is going to be dedicated to Ron Helman. So everybody, let's remember a fellow RCer, and let's, for Ron, tune in for every update on the VS4-10. And share in the comments. You know I sent Ron to a lot of different channels of us small guys that view each other's channels. So let's shoot some memories of Ron in the comments section. For those of you who didn't know Ron, I'm sorry that you didn't get to spend any time with him. And that's about it. So for Ron, for the rest of you, thank you for viewing.